peace. There's a land of good and right. There's a land whose work is far from peace. Is the land of light. Where shall our burdened feet set down, our faltering steps made bright? Where shall our soul at last find home? In the land of light.
So for today's meditation, I decided to start with that song, The Land of Light, because we have been in the land of dark and shadow and confusion for quite some time now. And this song gives us a sense of hope, mainly because we can lay our burdens down. Where can we lay our burdens down and our sadness turn delight? Good morning, I'm Jan Cercone. This is the Be the Light meditation. We do these every Wednesday morning, and we have a theme. And so today's theme is that we are moving as individuals into our higher vibrational field, and that's very confusing, and sometimes we need some information and assurance. But we're not creating a world just for ourselves. That would be a fantasy. That would be dissociative. The idea is to retrain ourselves so that we can be connected and communicate in a loving, compassionate way that allows all beings to grow. So this is a great, great challenge. And this is the topic of today, is how to negotiate, how to communicate, how to state what you need, and to have conference and deep, deep, deep connection in honesty and truth. So this is a pretty tall order, and as I was meditating on this topic this morning, some ideas came, and so I hope that they come and flow in, and we can do a meditation that will somehow serve you in being less fearful to actually be authentically present and to state how you feel without being triggered and reactive when someone is projecting or saying the truth and feels threatened, and you get a little bit misaligned and you go into this dance. So the idea is always to be in your alignment of neutrality and peace to begin with, so that when people come in who have an agenda, have a grievance, have a predisposition to negotiate from a self-serving way rather than a win-win situation, you can see that if you've been on your spiritual path and you are kind and you are expanded, it's like, whoa, it's very, very painful. And also, if you're on your spiritual path, people who are holding a lot of fear or manipulation will look for that part where they see that you have a kindness, an oversensitivity, and you might bend over backwards to give more than you're actually comfortable with. And then they feel that they've won. And you feel as if you have disempowered yourself. So what we are working here and moving towards is empowered leadership, where the teeter-totter of the widgets in negotiation of who ends up with what, so that their core needs are met in a very kind, compassionate communication, takes some pretty sophisticated skills that a lot of us don't have. Specifically, if we were raised in homes where the parents are my way or the highway, or children should be seen and not heard, or who asked you? So these patterns that we form in early childhood go right along with us till we are talking to the policeman when we roll down our window. Oh, no, give me a ticket. And, or the teacher, or the most difficult and intimate partnerships, because built into that is, oh my goodness, if I say what I really want, they'll run away. They'll laugh at me. They'll say, who do you think you are? I've had you under control and I've just been giving you these little crumbs. So it's hard enough giving ourselves the energies that we need to remember who we are, to stay feeling good about ourselves, and then these people come into our face. And sometimes, again, when they see your peace and your light and your attitude, it actually ticks them off. They're like, who are you to be feeling so calm when there's this, this, and this, and this problem? So that's kind of hard to find a place to really communicate safely and productively with people who are stressed, who are in survival, who want something from you, and are already annoyed by you because you're holding a sense of calm and joy in this crazy world. You're only, I don't want to say it's a defense, it's an offense. It is a off-gassing of your calm that will hold a vibration that eventually will make that person feel safe and calm down. And you are in charge. You are actually more in charge than you think, because anger is just a face. Underneath is a sense of powerlessness. Someone who is upset and angry is out of control. And they are asking you on a certain level, is there an adult in the house? Is there anybody who can help me get in control? So when you go into a negotiation, take a deep breath, use your 3-point Be the Light process, balance yourself, and also think over the points of, they call it non-violent communication. There's some wonderful ways to look at communicating there. And any structural communication device that helps you remember to go slow, to take turns, to even have a structure. One of you states what they would like to see, and you state what you would like to see. And then you can say something like, what would it take from me to give to you so that I might have my needs met? So it's us. It's not me and them. It's we. We together, us, are weaving something that had a better outcome than either of us could imagine. And sometimes that's not quite possible. Sometimes someone is going to end up with the contract or the deal. But by the time you've stated, I am needing this because this fulfills these needs of mine, you can't argue with that. No one can throw an anger thing. Rather than saying, I want this, you don't deserve it, this is how it's going to be, I put up with so much. So you have a laundry list of difficulty with complaints and negativity, which does not invite reciprocity and trust and sharing. We share from a place of trust. So going into a negotiation or a conversation, you want to trust yourself. You want to go past that anxious feeling of, I will be ripped off, I don't trust this person, because you can reach a sweet spot of vibration by holding the field of honoring the other person that allows them feel safe enough to let you speak your truth without inflammatory responses. So we are responsible. We are responsible for our communications. So we're going to do a meditation today around this. And we're going to go in and take out our beliefs about having negotiative conversations, that they are difficult, that we're not good at them, that it creates anxiety, and that sometimes we don't win. All the different little parts that have kept us from being able to be the adults, the empowered, communicative beings that we are becoming and want to be. Then we're going to bring in the vibrations and some of the thoughts and beliefs of a person who shows up, is calm and kind, but holds a vibrational field of, I'm watching my back. I make sure that what I need in the world, resources, and holds me in a way that I can do my job. And I have a certain sense of deservingness. I protect my resources. I hold healthy boundaries that allow me to function with give and take, so that I'm not leaking energy. I'm not letting other people hoard and siphon and be, what's that word? Not surrogates, but it's kind of that leechy, sucky energy that goes out. And so we want to actually, this is something that wasn't taught to us, but we have a right to, for our energy field around our body, our consciousness, our emotions, and our mental, to be separate from other people. We do not have to merge. We do not have to feel their emotions. We can honor and sense what they're feeling, but we are not responsible for anybody else's emotions or reactions. We're not taught that, and that is such a freeing feeling. And in fact, when you state your truth from a kind-centered place, something in that other person relaxes and they drop their defenses. And then you can find out what their real needs are, what the bottom line is. It stops that hyperbole of fluffing up and creating a big frenzied push-pull sort of dramatic situation. And everybody leaves feeling good, strengthened, strong. So I think because we have had such a strong arm, masculinized way of being in business and negotiation, we have very few business, well, Dale Carnegie, some of these wonderful beings who had a sense of consciousness and integrity with their intention to win. Win-win. And that is the ultimate success. That is why I began this conversation, and we're doing this meditation, is that we will be instruments of complementary co-creation, because each of us has something really wonderful to bring to the table. But if we are triggering each other and going into arguments, we're going to go home and cycle the disappointment, the confusion, the disempowerment, and we're going to end up with names all over ourselves, especially if we threaten. Here, we're going back to what our parents in society threaten and shaming. So let's go ahead and begin the meditation. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. We place a hold-on of balance over our entire body. Only energies of the highest light may be in this space now. Take a breath through your nose and out through your mouth. So we are imagining that we are moving towards this land of light, where thoughts are imbued with light, our emotions are lightweight and joyful, and there is nothing to dread or fear or be ashamed of. And in fact, all of these vibrations have come from other people, specifically and most dramatically from your primary caregivers, your parents. Take a breath through your nose and out through your mouth, and scan your lifetime for the ways that you have been belittled and disempowered and unable to feel safe enough to ask for what you need and to negotiate in a fair, loving, justified manner. So as we are feeling these vibrations, they are present and they are still active. And most likely you are able to locate a few instances or at least a vibrational feeling. And we are going to go into that feeling now, and we are going to lift it out. We're going to dissolve it by a higher vibration. This is very simple. We're using our creative visualization. And as we now call in our higher spirit beings and guides who work with us powerfully with these healings and rebalancing, take a breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We simply open our energy field and specifically our crown chakra to receive a beautiful recipe of light, a vibrational wholeness. And as this energy is hovering over our head, we are like lifting up all of these vibrational childhood instances where our ability to communicate effectively and honestly and safely was squelched. So we are just lifting it up, and we're asking that this beautiful remedial ball of light now come down into our head, into our neck, into our shoulders. And there resting in your heart is that sense of tension, helplessness, shame, guilt, and you're just offering it up and letting it be washed away now. Feel that your heart is opening and releasing any threatening that took place, any put downs, any manipulation, all the ways that you have come to expect that working with adults, because now you are an adult, but you're still running these childhood tapes. So you are lifting this all up saying, I ask and intend to finally and deeply and permanently release my sense of anguish and disempowerment for communicating my needs in a safe manner. I am releasing this pain and fear, trepidation from my heart, my lungs, my neck, and mainly from my throat. I am tired of being afraid to speak my truth. I release my anxiety and my embarrassment for all the ways that I've tried to speak my truth and felt embarrassed. I release all the times I beat myself up for my feelings of inadequacy to be an effective, powerful communicator. I am simply pulling all the threads and releasing the core, the source of this initial vibrational thread. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Additionally, we will say this. I ask and intend to forgive my caregivers and my teachers and all of the lineage of beings who didn't know how to teach me these skills. I compassionately release them, though it has caused me pain, it has caused me trauma, it has caused me confusion. I'm now choosing to release their voices, their energy field, and to send them into the light, that they may be held and learned and loved in whatever sense is appropriate for them. I realize by releasing my grievance towards them, I make more space within myself, my heart and my lungs and my being. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. So now, as this energy is streaming down, it is clearing, washing away, and it is bringing in new pictures. It is bringing in a steely, brilliant ocean in the morning without one ripple, calm. We ask and intend that our nervous systems are now imbued with a deep blue ocean color of peace and calm. We are projecting and imagining that we are preparing for potentially in the past confrontational negotiations. We are searching our hearts for all that we need, all that is fair. And we are also thinking of the potential rebuttals and conversations. We are being responsible and thinking of all the parameters of this meeting and what we can bring to the table that is of the highest movement, that is freeing for both to share in a trusting manner their deepest needs, their wishes, and their desires. And you are setting the stage in your body, in your heart, and later in your words, in your voice, in your demeanor. For kindness, for witnessing, for pacing the conversation, and from voicing and being present in your heart. You perhaps have some notes, some talking points to be present and to have a foundation. And you have taken the time and care and love for yourself, every measure that you can think of to ensure a positive outcome. Because if you are feeling good about your part and holding it, that's 80% of the journey. There it is, right there. So take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. And we're going to bring in a vibration that when you are conversing and sharing, even in a light friendship or in a business negotiation, that your heart is in such a place and it is so open that if you say something that is the truth and it triggers the person's sense of inadequacy, confusion about how they're proceeding, a jealousy towards you, that when they send that arrow or that look or that wording, that you are able to, rather than dive in, you can lean back. And you imagine that your eyes are over here at the back of your head, and that you are seeing the big picture and you are leaning back and you are witnessing, how have I triggered unsafety within this person? How can I bring them a sense of their goodness, of their efficacy? Can I bring a compliment in this moment? Can I bring in just a thought of something attractive, something good about them? Because your thoughts will change the milieu of the communicative process. So when they are threatened, rather than suddenly going, oh my goodness, they're calling me name, they are threatening that maybe I won't be included, You are saying, this person is in this moment in their childhood trauma. The person who is the angriest feels most insecure. So you are waiting and breathing, and then you can say something like, I know you had a good reason for sharing that. Thank you for sharing it. I'm curious for you to tell me more. I'm curious of what that means to you. So you are opening the potential for them to go beyond their fear into a safe spot again. And you can see how that de-escalates and resets. So we are taking this vibration of peace and trust that the words, the nuances, the stability of your preparation and your open heart assures good decisions. And we are working with leadership here for the new paradigm. Teams of people working coherently and lovingly. And we will trigger each other. And when we do, we say thank you for that comment, insight. I'm going to give that some thought. And then you take things home and you sort and you grow. And you grow from a place of discernment, compassion, and your truth. And then you can see, was it a projection? Or is there some truth in it? And how wonderful that you are growing and becoming stronger and more empowered. That person has helped take some blinders off for you in your self-understanding. Let's take a breath through the nose and out through the mouth. And as we let these energies run through our body, we feel more confident, more stable, and more empowered, more able to show up with no anxiety and a sense of presence and peace. As we work and move through our spiritual path, there are 7 principles that we wish to master. They are truth, beauty, love, goodness, omniscience, omnipresence, and the last one is what we're working with today, omnipotence. To have a sense of natural, clear, pure power. Power to not react, power to know our truth, power to communicate our truth. So feel into yourself, your own sense of omnipotence. This is an omnipotence of a benevolent nature granted by the Creator as you have learned to navigate fairness, kindness, compassion, and benevolence. The power is there for you to tap into, to run, to create with, to the highest degree possible. So take a deep breath and feel the vibration of omnipotence, your own natural divine omnipotence to create change in the world from this place of self, love, discovery, and realigning when you are feeling challenged. Let this energy go down and tingle in your feet. We have these physical bodies after all, and let it go down and connect into the middle of the earth, the crystalline earth. Let this energy come up through our legs, through our hearts, through our arms, our fingers, at the top of our heads, and especially your face and your head, because we communicate. So if you want to start coming out of the meditation and rub your neck and your mouth Then just let your jaw drop and feel a greater sense of allowance to speak your truth in a peaceful, relaxed, calm way with all the muscles, all the tissues, to let go. So many people have TMJ, transvertebral joint problems, because we're so used to holding back. Feels good just to open our mouth, relax. Well, I hope this meditation served you in some way today. And I thank you for joining me. Again, I'm Jan Cercone at Sound and Light Healing Arts. Namaste. And if you have any meetings or conversations today, remember, lean back, pace yourself, breathe, be prepared, be authentic, and speak from your heart. And let me know what happens. Okay, thank you for joining me. We will finish the recording at this point and have our little check-in community session.